Wasted World of Sports. Ahoy! How are we doing? Super Saturday. I mean, no. God damn it, it's not Saturday, is it? It's Sunday. Got what day it was. That's what happens when you live the lifestyle I post. Bobsy. Ahoy. So, first and foremost, Sunday Footy kicking off. Melbourne Storm, Canterbury Bulldogs. I'm all in on the Storm today. I've got a couple of same-game multis, and they pretty much both rely on the Storm pretty much really smashing them in this game. So I don't normally go for the Storm to smash teams, but, you know, being not a fan myself, but we need them to do the goods. We need them to do the job here today. Sunday Footy. So I've got a 4-leg and a 6-leg. Both involve the Storm absolutely running away with this game. 13 plus and the 16.5 line. 16.5 is a very generous line, by the way, because the Bulldogs, whilst this will be their first real big test of the year so far, their defense is one area where they have really stood up. They're still finding their feet. They're still finding their combinations on attack with Matt Burton running the show, but defense is one area where they have really stepped up. And speaking of Papenhuyzen, there's Joe Dirt himself, flinging his mullet around in the rain. Vobsy, you've got Paps for first try. Nice. Let's have a look. What's the current payout on that? Current payout for Ryan Papenhuyzen, first try scorer. Not bad, actually. $8.50, you know, chuck a sneaky tenner on that. Sneaky tenner or more, you're up $85. Not bad. We're still up overall for the year. The season so far. On the back of that win for the 3-leg multi in the Panthers-Dragons game last weekend. So we're still in profit. But if we don't get a win in this game, that does sort of erase the profits that we made. If you've been following along with my my same-game multis, that does wipe us out a little bit, and we're back to square one. But fingers crossed for this one. So I've got 4 legs. Storm, 13 plus. Xavier Coates, Joe Dirt, and Braden Burns, anytime try scorers. James, 83, ahoy there, mate. 3-leg multi. Papenhuyzen, Olam, Coates. Nice. 4-leg, okay. Pretty similar to mine, really, in some respects. 4-leg multi, Papenhuyzen. I've got Papenhuyzen in my 4-leg. Olam's not in my 4-leg. Coates is in my 4-leg. And overs. I've got Storm by 13 plus. Look, I think the Bulldogs will score a try. They might only score 1 try in the whole game, but I think they will score. And I was tempted to go Josh Adokar, but Josh Adokar seems to be getting shut down very easily in attack. And I suspect it's because the Bulldogs don't have the same threats in the attacking line that the Melbourne Storm do. So Josh Adokar had the luxury and the freedom of seeing a lot more space on the edge of the Melbourne Storm backline. Whereas at the Bulldogs, he's getting shut down a little bit easier because the defensive line can focus all their attention on him. You know, Brent Naden is a fine player. He's a solid NRL starter, but not somebody who sets the world alight. Matt Duffy, the same. So the attacking threats are nowhere near as potent as when Adokar was on the edge of that Storm backline. And that's now Xavier Coates' role. And that's why in the 6-leg multi, I've gone Storm to cover the line, Xavier Coates to score 2 or more tries, Justin Olam's in there, Remus Smith is in there, Joe Dirt's in there, and Nick Meaney's in there. I've just thrown them all in there because why not? You know, for a $5 outlay, it's a potential $300 return. And it's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? When you've got odds like that, it's hard to not just have a punt. $5 outlay for a potential $300 return. It's worth the risk. I mean, $5 is less than a cup of coffee in a lot of areas of Australia. I can go without a coffee for one day to be able to put this bet on and potentially win $300 out of it. And the 4-leg multi sitting on a potential $130 return there. So, and the teams are out on the park now. We are, of course, sharing my screen over on Discord. So if you would like to check out the games, do feel free to do that. Obviously, that works better if you decide to watch the game and still join me for the live commentary, but obviously not everybody's going to do that, and I completely understand. So let's go! Storm! Bulldogs! Ahoy, Robert. So basically this morning, I slept through my alarm, and I missed WrestleMania. I woke up. I finally woke up. And finally woke up, and it was it was where Seth Rollins was coming out. Seth Rollins was making his entrance right when I woke up. So I was up for the Seth-Cody match. And we are off and running at Amy Park. Melbourne Storm with the kickoff and solid defense to start off with. And the Bulldogs starting on the back foot. You know, I'm always happy to get a tip wrong when it's the Storm or the Eels or the Raiders, and I tip them. I'm always happy for them to lose, but because I've got these 2 multis on the line today, I am all in on the Storm. I'm a Storm supporter for one day only. So let's do it. And that's a good start on defense for them. It'll be interesting to check out the tipping contest once we have a little break in play. I can imagine that it is 100% Melbourne Storm. That would be my guess. 100% have gone Melbourne Storm. So the Bulldogs have recovered well from that first tackle, and they are now 5th and last, just into the Storm side of halfway. High ball. It's a great high ball. Papenhuyzen covers it nicely, though, but the Fox has got him. The Foxes lifted him up and dragged him back, and this is tackle 1, a centimetre out from their own line. And after that first tackle on Burton, it's advantage Bulldogs early. But of course the game is only 1 set of 6 old. So we've got a lot of guys for anytime try scorers in a couple of multis today, so I'm hoping for an absolute try fest. So what are the odds that we get a really dire but exciting, like 8-6 scoreline or something like that? Well, it's not an early kick. It was the 5th. He's put it in between. Josh Adokar has slipped over his own feet. I was about to say, I was getting excited there because he had a little bit of open space there, the Fox. But then he's stuck with the theme of the weekend, and he's fallen over his own feet, had a little bit of a slip and slide. And as I was saying at the top of the stream, the Bulldogs have really been shaping up in defense, and that was a great first set of 6 defensively for the Dogs. 3 went the Bulldogs in the tipping contest. Wow. So yeah, I woke up. I slept through my alarm and missed most of WrestleMania. Woke up for the Seth Rollins-Cody match. Went back to sleep again in the Ronda Rousey-Charlotte Flair match because that was, oh God, what a stinker that was. And fifth and last now. Bulldogs put the ball high. Well done by Burton to wait for Xavier coach to come back to ground. And they are all over them here in the early goings of this game, the Bulldogs. They really look like they're up for this. Coach now with a run out of his own half. And Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was the highlight for me. Stone Cold Steve Austin with one more match against Kevin Owens. And here's Olam making some space on the edge, but they round him up. And it's tackle for Storm still stuck in their own territory and going nowhere fast. 2 sets of 6 in a row now. Fifth and last inside their own 40. And forced to kick high and defensive again. Adokar lets it bounce. Dufty returns it. And there's a strip. There are about 17,000 people in the tackle, but it's been allowed to go. And it's worked out all right for the Bulldogs anyway. 0 tackle now. And a very relieving penalty. And the Bulldogs, my God, have they started with a bang here. Burton plugs it into touch. 20 metres out from the Storm line, they will be starting their attack. So the Cliffy Lions fan club, Randall Dunn, Jordan Johnston, have all gone the Bulldogs. Very interesting. Are those 3 down near the bottom of the table? Maybe they're very, very early on in proceedings resorting to going for the upset to try and make up some ground. Tackle 2 here, Bulldogs, 15 out. Just off to the right of the posts. They go short side. Dufty. If anyone's going to score for the Bulldogs, we need it to be Braden Burns. Big open side here to the left. They just do a settler. They love that. They love that inside ball. Settler into the midfield, right in front of the posts. Options left and right, and it's a jink from dummy half. Probably not the best option, but fifth and last. Now they've got the play. Let's see what they come up with. Storm defense up quickly. Burton throws it to nobody. Still fifth and last. Dufty's got it. Dufty puts a decent kick in. They put pressure on Nick Meaney. And Naden and Burton. Oh, that's a juggle right in his own line from Justin Olam. There we go. So Lions is 12th, Randall 15th, and Jordan 16th there. They are strategically picking upsets very early. I feel like they've given up already, and they're like, screw it. We're so far behind. We are going to try and pick some upsets to catch up. So the Bulldogs have got a penalty here. Harry Grant was out of play. Harry Grant, this is his first game back, is it? I think it might be. Maybe his first game back starting anyway. Did he come off the bench last week? So he's a little bit off the pace. He didn't get back on side and gives away a penalty. The Bulldogs not interested in the 2 points. The Bulldogs say, look, we are not going to beat the Melbourne Storm by going up in increments of 2. We want 4 or 6. And here they come. Burton is shut down. They're focusing the defense. Remus Smith rushed out of the line and shut down Matt Burton. They knew where that ball was going, and that's the problem for the Bulldogs at the moment. You know where the ball's going in attack because there's only Matt Burton controlling the play. They're still yet to find somebody to really solidify that number 7 jumper and become the second controller, second playmaker. The 4th tackle now, right in front of the post. He was over the line, so we come back to the 10 meters line. Thompson just solidifies 5th and last. They want to get through another set, another completion, and they want to put pressure on with the kick. They come left to Burton, out to Adokar. Adokar looking for his first try. And he is held up. Solid defense by Joe Dirt. And who was in there too? Remus Smith was in there. There are a few guys in there all over the ball, but Addo-Carr has finally found some space, and I thought he was over. And I was torn between Addo-Carr and Braden Burns for my same game multi. I would have been pissed because I went Braden Burns. I've been going Addo-Carr all season so far, and this week I go Braden Burns. This is bound to be the week that Addo-Carr gets the try and Braden Burns doesn't. Just to mess with me. But a very solid-looking start for the Bulldogs, as Vobsy says. And they're going wide early, the Storm, right out to the left edge with Nick Meaney. And it's the fourth tackle on halfway. Now they swing it back right, but Harry Grant, inside ball, and they head back left through the forwards, fifth and last. They are now in the Bulldogs side of the field for the first time that I can remember seeing. Jerome Hughes with a high ball. Box is under it. Xavier Coates tries to milk an escort penalty. But horrible acting there, to be fair. Bulldogs now. Matt Duffy with the hit up. Doing it through the backs at the moment. Addo-Carr out of dummy half. Shrugs away from Jerome Hughes. Tries to do a hurdle. Can't quite get over the top of the two Storm players. And it's the third tackle. They swing it wide now, and it was on out wide. An intercept was also on. Offload for the Bulldogs. Another offload and a knock on. Storm ball. They needed to get that ball out a little bit earlier. Didn't need to do a cutout pass. He was looking for a cutout pass. Saw Nick Meaney was up in the line looking for the intercept, so he held on to it. But the option was to forget about the cutout ball and just go short. And they had an overlap there. They still had the overlap, but just pushing the offloads could not manage to get the ball out there and take advantage of that. Now the Storm had defense at the back. It wasn't just Papenhuyzen back there. They had it covered, but it would have been some easy meters there for the Bulldogs. But in the first 10 minutes of this game, it really has been all Bulldogs. They are up for this. Can they keep it up for 80 minutes? We'll find out. Papenhuyzen on tackle one. And now the Storm, for the first time, are going to get an attacking kick at the end of their set. And this could be very demoralizing here. This is the sort of moment where the Storm just come in and demoralize teams. They weather the storm, so to speak, from the opposition, and then they come back with one play. Xavier Coates on Addo-Carr, holds him off. Papenhuyzen for first try. Momentum has taken him over. Papenhuyzen with first try. Vobsy, I think it was. Vobsy, Papenhuyzen first try scorer. Congratulations, Vobsy. Enjoy your winnings. And I now have Paps in both my multis. Both my multis are on. He just slid over. Xavier Coates holding the man off. Papenhuyzen slides into the corner. Resisted the urge to reach out. Showing his game intelligence there, Papenhuyzen. Love him or hate him, he showed some really big in-game experience and intelligence there. Resisted the urge to reach out and do a double movement, and he just slides over in the tackle. Vopsy says, can't hold down a man with a mullet. And this is what I was literally just talking about. I was just talking about this. I said, did I not just say, this is what the Storm do? They just resist. They hold on to all the pressure. And then they come back, and the first opportunity that they get in the opposition territory, boom, over they go. NRL Edits 21. Ahoy. So Papenhuyzen now taking the kick a goal as well. We're one up. Vobsy's got the first try scorer. Congratulations to Vobsy. And my 4-leg and 6-leg multi, both 1 tick in the column. Kanye Ketchup, ahoy there, mate. 56-6, you reckon? Well, that sort of scoreline would be great for my multis. Papenhuyzen with the sideline conversion. Everything is coming up Papenhuyzen early in this game for the Storm. It's all about the mullet. Long live the mullet. And Storm, it really has to be said, totally against the run of play and out of nowhere, but that's just the Storm doing what the Storm does. Against the run of play, out of absolutely nowhere, they are suddenly up, leading this game 6 points to 0. Now, how do the Bulldogs respond to this? That's going to be the key. Whether this is 56-6 or whether they make a game of it, how they respond to that little bit of heartbreak will go a long way to answering that question. The Storm are making meters a lot more easily now. The defense is not as solid as it was since giving up that try. They really did. That's a huge hit there by Cisco. Cisco on Munster. Knocked him down. Vobsy says, I wonder how Josh feels now. I think Josh very happily laughs himself to sleep on gigantic wads of cash that are all $100 notes. I think he's doing just fine. And when you think about it, like, professional athletes like this, they do like to push themselves. They like to push themselves and give themselves new challenges. I can only imagine that it would probably get... I mean, not for me personally, I don't think, but I can imagine that some people get quite bored just winning all the time and winning easily and winning comfortably. So Josh Adokar is probably the type of person who's like, you know what? I need to challenge myself. I would like to be part of something. I would like to be part of a rebuild, a Bulldogs rebirth. And from what I understand, he was also a little bit homesick and wanted to go home to Sydney. So that probably had a big part of it as well. You know, sick of the Melbourne lifestyle, wanted to go home. You can't fault him for that as well. He's getting paid a great big wad of cash to go back home. I think he's fine. I think he's okay. And I think the Bulldogs will be okay. NRL edits, who do you go for? Me, personally, I go for the Sharks. The Sharks are going to have a good year. I can feel it. It's been a while. They're not going to pressure... They're not going to pressure the grand final or anything, I don't think. They might surprise me, but yeah, I don't think so. I think they're a couple of years away from really threatening the competition, but I can see them making the top 8 this year very easily. I've got them coming in about 6th. Probably bundled out in week 2 of the finals, but, you know, that's been better than recent years, so I will take that. And we've got a nice young base to build off. Nico Hines, Will Kennedy, Braden Brayley. We've got the makings of good spine there. We just need to get Matt Moylan off on his way and bring somebody good in. Then it's looking better. And there's a penalty. Bulldogs. Who challenged that? I can only assume that it was the Bulldogs while I was rambling on that made the challenge. Because wouldn't it be hilarious if Melbourne were the ones who made the challenge and it ended up costing them a penalty? I think the Bulldogs challenged it. The Storm have been pinged for an illegal steal there. Now let's see what the Bulldogs of 2022 are made of. What kind of resolve do they have? Because this is their chance to hit back now. Being 6-0 down, essentially against the run of play, they now have an attacking set. 10 metres out from the Storm line. Terrible play, the ball. Nice offload. Marshall King away from 2, away from 3, still going. Millimetres away from the Storm try line. Marshall King. They come left. Where's Burton? Burton's out there. Xavier. Coates has dropped it. Burton flicks it between his legs. Adokar fires it back in field, risking another intercept. Munster was up there. Harry Grant trying to tackle a forward is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And the Bulldogs back to tackle 1, 10 metres out. They do need to relax a little bit here, though, the Bulldogs. Third tackle now, 5 metres out from the line. Offload to nobody again. Tapped backwards and rescued. They're getting a little bit adventurous. Burton now puts an early grubber kick through for Josh Adokar. Papenhuyzen tries to shield it over the dead ball line, but he had to play at it at the end. And it's going to be Bulldogs ball from the dropout. It's that Storm black magic is what it is, Bobsy. The black magic. And Papenhuyzen goes short with the dropout to Coates. Coates is playing Aussie rules. Up there, Gazali. And Coates has got the ball. Unbelievable. Short kick. You know, the short dropouts have been a tactic this weekend as well, haven't they? And the Storm lose the ball on tackle 2. Bulldogs have got it back. And they now have a chance to attack again. The Storm are doing their best to keep the Dogs in this, it must be said. 0 tackle, midfield. 30 metres out. Another chance. And a 6 again for a ruck infringement. So that's still tackle 0. Kick out Junior to Burton. Burton throws it to nobody. Off the leg and backwards. Play on. Nothing doing that play, but they keep the ball. This is good. Just a settler. Calm everything down. Tackle 2. Get the ball midfield. Options left and right. Set restart again for a ruck infringement. The Storm are getting hammered in the set restarts early. Another offload. I think that was Thompson again. Kick out Junior. Taken right in front of the posts. Burton is out to the left. They go right. Pangai Junior to Dufty. Dufty trying to create the overlap. Flips it out to Braden Burns. Oh. Ruck infringements. 2 set restarts for ruck infringements. Just hanging all over the guy trying to play the ball. Harry Grant was the most recent one. Again, I think Harry Grant is just off the pace a little bit. Or should I say Des Hasler Jr. They go short side again. Cut out ball to the touch judge. And that's not going to work. That's not what you want. The Bulldogs not threatening the line at all, really. And, yeah, little Des is sucking in the big ones. He is spent. But the Storm have got the ball. The Storm, they can just... And there is a very relieving penalty now on the back of all that. And this, at the moment, is the problem for the Bulldogs. Defensively, all good. On attack, it's not really working for them on attack at the moment. It'll click. Look, they'll get there. The Roosters were a little bit underdone. They were finding their combinations. You know, Keary's back for the Roosters. Keary and Sam Walker have not played a lot of games together. I feel very sorry for the Broncos next week because we saw signs that the Roosters are nearly there. And I feel like next week could be where they really solidify and everything just comes together. And the Bulldogs are a little bit the same. And there's another mistake from the Storm. It's been deemed a strip with too many guys in the tackle. And now the Storm, for the second time this game, are in attacking territory. They got down there once before, ended up with a try. Will they come up with try number 2 here? Their second adventure into the Bulldogs territory. Deep into the Bulldogs territory. Starting this on the 20-meter line. Storm, chance to attack. Any number of guys in this back line can score a try, and it's good for our multi. Munster, I haven't really seen him so far tonight, but there he is, shuffling the ball on. Kafusi. Just a little settler right in front of the post. Jerome Hughes. Munster there again. Papenhuyzen in the play. Has to surrender because there was a very big obstruction in the making there. And again, great game awareness and intelligence from Papenhuyzen. Tackle for now. Centimeters away from the line. Jerome Hughes out to the right. Short ball. Kafusi is taken 5th and last. Grant with a little grubber through. And that's a try, maybe. It's short. Hasn't grabbed a part of the line. He's been given. He's given it. He's been given. He's given the try. But I think we will need to have a look at it. This was nobody in the back line. Nobody in the back line, so that's no good for us. Out of dummy half by Harry Grant. Who's it come off? Where's it gone? Did he get it down on the line? Short of the line? What? We will need to have a little bit more of a look at that. Well, the bunker will be looking at it as we speak. Bobsy, reckon it's going to be over 40 total points? He did get that down well and truly on the line. So that is a confirmed try. Try confirmed. I expect to see that message come up any minute now. Any second, try confirmed. Well, 40 total match points. What have we got? We've got 17 and a half minutes left in this half. The cheese is on. Cheese been on since the start of the game. Josh King, that's who scored the try. Ooh. Try confirmed. There we go. Cheese was held back as well. So, it would have been very interesting. If the Storm didn't score there, that would have been very interesting to see because they did hold back the cheese there. This could end up being over 40 points just for Melbourne alone. The way that it's going, they've had two chances inside the Bulldogs 20, and they've scored points on both occasions. Papenhuyzen converts from right beside the post. Melbourne Storm 12-0. So the Storm are now just one converted try away from covering the line and a penalty goal away from getting into 13-plus territory. So those legs of the multis are looking pretty good early. Bulldogs with the restart. Let's see how they shape up on defense this time. Because one of the keys to their game so far, they've really been punishing the Storm defensively, keeping them in their own territory. And every time the Storm get down in Bulldogs territory, it's game over. But if they can keep them pinned down there, they're forcing mistakes. Storm are giving them opportunities. They haven't been good enough to take advantage of them so far. But this is their way to stay in the contest. Keep them down, pinned in their own territory. And here is a chance now, just as I say that, there is space for Remus Smith, 5th and last, Bulldogs territory again. It's gone to Harry Grant on the last tackle, probably not what you want. And he kicks it straight down Dufty's throat, and Dufty shrugs away from Munster and then falls over his own feet, continuing the theme of the week. And he's hurt himself too. He's getting up a bit ginger there. Matt Dufty. He had a little slip and slide across the turf, and he's not doing too well on the back of that. Bulldogs bringing the ball away now. Just desperately trying to cling on. Hang in there. Papenhuyzen has the kick covered, 5th and last. Starting this in great position. Papenhuyzen gets dangerously close to the sideline. But he stays in. And that is a set restart for a ruck infringement. Offload by Nick Meaney. Bromwich. Bromwich is up over halfway. Finds Justin Olam. Olam is taken down. And it is now tackle 1. Inside Bulldogs territory, and let's see if they come away with points again here, the Storm. A flick pass that was a little bit forward, and here is a mistake, and keeping the Bulldogs just in touch. They're just keeping the Bulldogs in touch in this game. I mean in touch in the contest, not in touch as in over the sideline. Obviously. So we've got time off here. Cameron Munster is on report for something. He should be on report for, was it last week when he shoved his ball sack in Nick Meaney's face? But he's on report for something here tonight. I didn't see what it might have been, and they didn't say what it was. Might have been a high shot. Potential high shot. I actually have no idea. They didn't put it up on the screen what it was. Public indecency. There we go. That's what it was. I wonder what the cause of that was. Sorry. Don't know what just came over me there. Third tackle, Bulldogs now, well and truly in Storm territory. Burton takes the line on himself. They've got him wrapped up. They're all over Matt Burton tonight. And that's the problem. Like, you know where the attack is going in this Bulldogs line. The ball is going to find its way to Matt Burton at some point. 5th and last, little chink in over the top. Oh, Nick Meaney is absolutely collared there by Wakeham, or as I like to call him, Kickow Jr. You know what? It's Wakeham is Viliami Kickow's mini-me. That's what it is. Kickow's mini-me. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. He's had a few names tonight, hasn't he? I called him Cisco at first. Cisco was his first nickname. Then I called him Kickow Jr., and now I'm calling him Kickow's Mini-Me. Short dropout happening again. It's worked out well for the Bulldogs this time, though. Xavier Coates could not up their Gazelle twice in the same game. I thought it was a replay. I mean, Papenhuyzen had it on a string. Papenhuyzen has got those dropouts on a string. And the Bulldogs with a knock on, they won't challenge it. It's a little bit too early to be throwing challenges around, but I mean, you might want to consider it. You maybe want to consider it. But a mistake right in front of the post, 10 metres out, 15 maybe even. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Scrum Storm is the end result. Right in the centre of the field. Justin Olam away from one. And he's been wrapped up by Kickow's Mini-Me, of all people. probably the smallest guy on the field, has put down one of the biggest tree trunks of the guy on the field. One of Justin Olam's legs is probably the size of my entire body, and I'm not a small man by any stretch of the imagination. I already explained the other night that I love to eat. Hughes trying to pierce his way through, and I don't mean Mitchell. Fifth and last now, back into Dogs territory. And my God, Harry Grant really does look a lot like Des Hasler. Hughes goes high into the corner, kicking for Josh Addo-Carr. Addo-Carr versus Coates. That is a preview of State of Origin coming up right there. Addo-Carr versus Coates. Get ready for that. Blues, Maroons, State of Origin. Those will definitely be the wingers. Coates versus Addo-Carr, a nice little preview that we're getting tonight. And that will probably be the tactic for Queensland as well. High ball into the corner for Coates. Cherry Evans kicking high. Putting pressure on To'o and Addo-Carr, whom I'm assuming will be the two wingers for the Blues this year. To'o, Addo-Carr. High balls with Coates flying through. Up there, Gazali challenging in the air, looking for the ball back. Or forcing the error. Fifth and last now, Burton from inside the 40 goes high and deep, and Papenhuyzen stands back and watches it, but there is no chase to talk of, so he had plenty of time to stand there and watch it. He could have sat down and had a little bit of a coffee and a chat. Talked about some good Melbourne barbers. He had all the time in the world there. And the Bulldogs are just falling off the pace a little bit here. A little bit demoralised, perhaps, that they have had a lot of the running of this game so far. And that is a high shot and a very relieving penalty now. To Melbourne for the high shot. And they will be back down in the Bulldogs territory. Let's see. Do they come away with points again? Because they're running at 100% record so far. Every trip down into the Bulldogs 20-metre line has brought points for the Storm. And they will be, assuming they hold on to the ball, inside the 20 by tackle 5. It will be an attacking kick. Xavier Coates is probably on here. Xavier Coates could be a chance. And we could get another little tick on our multis. Well, there's a drop ball on tackle 1. It's been penalised for a steal. There's no point taking the 2 here. 9 minutes to go till half time. You might think about the 2. It's right in front of the posts. But I don't think you bother with the 2 points here. You're already 12 points up. Go for the kill. Put it into the corner. Go for the kill. There they go. Jerome Hughes puts it into touch. They are well and truly... Okay, let's see. Do they keep up 100% attacking record? Here they come. There's the previous try scorer, I think, King. Desi Hasler out to Jerome Hughes. Inside ball. And that's a clear knock on that one. On tackle 2. Knock on. The Storm are not on song tonight. Tackle 2 in front of the post. Dropped it absolutely cold. This is a very unstorm-like performance so far. The Storm of seasons gone by would probably be up by about 30 or 40. Craig Bellamy is pissed. Craig Bellamy's ready to start throwing some water bottles around. Whoops. Sorry about that. Bellamy's about ready to throw some water bottles around. He is not a happy man. At all. Bulldogs. I can't see the Bulldogs getting anywhere near this, quite honestly. You get the feeling that they are really just... they're really just holding on. They're holding on by the skin of their teeth. Good offload here. Now, Bulldogs tackle 4 on the back of the offload. They're inside Storm territory. And out of dummy half goes Marshall King, 5th and last, 30 metres out, right in the middle of the field. And they should get some form of attacking kick away here. Where's Burton? They haven't gone to Burton. They've gone to Kickows Meaney, and he puts it a little bit too deep. He actually puts it perfectly up. Papenhuyzen makes a clean take, but is then barreled back into his own in goal. And let's see if they do a short drop out again here. And if they do, let's see if I think it's another replay. God damn it. Yep. This one's a little too deep, though. It's out on the full. Penalty Bulldogs right in front of the sticks. He didn't have it on a string that time, Papenhuyzen. Incorrect restart. Out on the full. Went for the short dropout again. That's becoming a little bit predictable. You don't want to do it every time. You know what I mean? I understand you put it up. It's almost rugby union-like. You put it up. You've got somebody like Xavier Coates who can jump up and attack the ball like that, but you don't want to do it every time. You know what I mean? You've got to vary your play. They've done it 100% of the time so far. And now Burton on tackle 1 reaches at it, clutches at it, drops the ball. Drops the ball cold. Just clutching at that one. Has it been raining? I mean, it's Melbourne, so you never know. Could have rained at some point during the day. Yeah, Vobsy, what was your return on the Papenhuyzen first try scorer? If you don't mind us asking, what did you throw down? What did you get in return? Kickows Meaney gives away the penalty. Inside 10 metres, a little bit too ambitious. 15. Yeah, right. So you probably got around $100. 100, 105, thereabouts. Nice. Yeah, Kanye Ketchup. I need the Storm to come out in the second half and just obliterate them. Although it'd be nice if Braden Burns... Here's a chance now. Olam stretches them to the left, but Olam doing what Olam does and not passing the ball. There was nothing doing for the man outside him anyway, to be totally fair, but I've noticed that Olam never passes the ball. Plays generally die with him. Kafusi now taking it forward. And they are inside the 20 again. They look threatening every time they're down this end. Munster to Papenhuyzen. Here's space. Dummies and goes. Bromwich slides over, and they're doing it through the forwards. We've been putting all our betting. We have been putting all our betting on the backs having a field day. They're doing it through the forwards at the moment. King and now Bromwich, 2 forwards. But it did look very easy, and every time they get down this end of the field, they look threatening. So I think there's a lot more tries left this afternoon. A lot more tries. I really wish that Bromwich had have offloaded it there. Nick Meaney was lurking outside. That would have been another tick, but you know what? It is what it is. And who'd have thought they're doing it through the forwards? 2 of the 3 tries. Josh King. Kenny Bromwich now. Unbelievable. Kanye Ketchup, I bet on pretty wild stuff too. Whenever I do my same game multi-preview videos, which I didn't get time to do this weekend, I apologize for that. Anyone who follows along with my same game multi-bet videos, I ran out of time this week. Didn't get a chance to record them. But hopefully I'll be back next week with those. But yeah, I do explain in pretty much all of those videos how unless there's Munster shoving his nutsack in people's face again. He can't get enough of that, Cameron Munster. Loves putting his balls in people's faces. I basically don't throw down on a multi unless it's over $10 odds. I always say, bet, you win less frequently, obviously. When you do wild stuff, I'm sure you probably know, Kanye, if you bet wildly yourself, but when you do like 4, 5, 6, 7 leg multis, you win less frequently, but you have to outlay much less for much greater returns. It's a lot more rewarding when you get it. Like, it would have been very easy to have Papenhuyzen anytime try scorer. It was paying like $1.80. You would have had to put $50 on that and just to win a $10 profit. What's the point? And then if he doesn't score a try, for whatever reason in the game, you're down $50. I much rather put 5 or 10 on each game with the chance of winning 100 or more. And you win less frequently. Of course you do, because they're harder to predict. But it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more exciting, I find. And when you win, my God, is it exciting and rewarding. Here's a chance now for the Bulldogs. Another mistake in their own territory for the Storm. A minute and a half to go till halftime. Can they come up with something, anything, to go into halftime with their tails up? The Bulldogs. Burton is hanging out here. Duffy's in the line. A dummy for Averillo. This is the side we want them to. We want them to go right because Braden Burns is out there on the right. Duffy looping back around. Tackle 3 now. Midfield. They do go right. They do go right. And there's a chance out here. If they can get it through, they can't. He's thrown it a mile forward. Braden Burns was there. That offload was going to our guy, and he would have scored untouched. It just went about 50,000 meters forward, which was not good for us. But that was it. That was the moment. That was the small moment that decides a multi. If this goes to hand, it's our guy. He's in the corner, untouched. Who's it come off, though? Who's it come off? No, it's completely off the Bulldogs. But that was their chance. That was their moment. And that was our guy as well. That would have been our 4-leg multi well and truly on. We would have been going into halftime with 2 legs ticked off. Oh, that's frustrating. That's really frustrating. And there is the tackle. There is the halftime break. We're still looking good, all things considering. Like 6 legs is a massive multi to throw out there. We've got Papenhuyzen. We've almost got the line covered. In the 4-leg, we've well and truly got the line covered, the 13 plus. And we've got Papenhuyzen. So we've got 2 legs currently ticked off. Tentatively ticked off on the 4-leg multi. And we're almost 2 legs ticked off the 6-leg. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's not been a horrible start. But that would have been great. That would have been... I would have felt a lot more comfortable about the 4-leg if that offload stuck, because that offload was to our guy, Braden Burns. And that would have been absolutely amazing. That would have been an amazing moment to go into halftime with that one ticked off the list. All right, halftime. Storm 16-0. It is a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be, but at the same time, the way the game's gone, it could have been a lot closer. I'm going to have a quick break for halftime. We'll be back for kickoff in the second half. Melbourne Storm, 16-0. Home game against the Bulldogs. Doing it through the forwards at the moment. Backline moves. Backline moves, but doing it through the forwards. Crazy stuff. All right, halftime break. See you for kickoff in the second half. unmuted the wrong microphone. Okay, here we go. Wasted Water Sports second half. Melbourne Storm running back out onto the field now. The Bulldogs are already out there. There's a whole bunch of little people. Sorry, kids. Little people might imply midgets. Line in the tunnel, seeing the players back onto the field. And here we go, 16-0, second half about to get underway. We need some big developments in our same-game multis here. Let's get it done. It's not looking good for the Bulldogs to win, so let's forget about cheering on an upset. Let's just cheer on the same-game multis. We need try scorers. We need try scorers through the back line. Storm are going to get first use of the ball in the second half. Off we go. Second half underway. Storm, Bulldogs. Munster receives the kickoff. There is the try scorer, Josh King. We're off and running. Second half. Tackle 2 Storm. One out hit up there. Basic stuff. Bromwich now brings it forward. Tackle 3. Just going through the motions here. Settling into their rhythm for the second half. Jerome Hughes, inside ball to Kafusi. Bringing it up towards the halfway line. Cheese takes it up right on the halfway line. Midfield. Fifth and last 45-meter gain. Jerome Hughes goes high, goes long. The Fox will catch it 10 meters out from his own line. And it's another decent chase here by the Storm. Fox tries to get on the outside of Xavier Coates, but that's not happening. A great preview of State of Origin right there. Coates versus the Fox. Coates has got the early... Probably... It's close, but Coates has probably got the early advantage. And here's a penalty. Bulldogs. Second half, same as the first. The Storm giving plenty of opportunities away. Giving away plenty of possession, plenty of territory, plenty of chances for the Bulldogs to have gone over. But as I said before the game, and as I've said during the game, attack is where they really seem to be struggling at the moment. Defensively, they're sound. They're doing okay. Attack is where they really need to get their bollocks together and get things to click. And here's a chance now for them. Tackle 3 inside the Storm 30-meter line. Jackson just settles it down. Give a tackle option, midfield. They come right. Kick Albs, mini-me. An offload. There's our man, Braden Burns. We need him to get over at some point. It would be nice. He drew in 4 defenders. 3 ended up making the tackle. It's fifth and last. He's out of play. So where's this going to end up? It's a kick for the Fox. It's easily taken, though, by Xavier Coates. If you're going to put up a high ball, you probably don't want to be putting it up to Xavier Coates. Coates now with a carry out of his own territory. He didn't go very far. Looking expansive. Cheese dummies! Gets his pants pulled down, quite literally. They might have even been ripped. Those pants might be destroyed. Olam now shrugs off 1, shrugs off 2. Taken down in the 3rd. And that is fifth and last now. Melbourne, a kick from inside the 40 here. Jerome Hughes. Bad pass to set up the kick, but he gets it away all right. And the Bulldogs are content to let it bounce again. The Bulldogs are really not interested in going out of their way to take these balls on the full. For whatever reason, they're just not interested. Thoughts on the next game? Ask Vobsy. I'm not even going to watch it the next game, Vobsy, to be perfectly honest. I have such little interest, such little investment in it at all. I've got no bets on it. I've got no bet suggestions on it. I think the Eels will win. I think the Eels will probably win quite comfortably. I've got very little desire to actually watch the game. I'll keep sharing my screen in case anyone on Discord would like to check it out. But yeah, I've got. If there was one game this whole weekend that I was just completely uninterested in, it's that one. Eels Dragons coming up next. Won't be streaming it. Won't even be watching it. Couldn't care less. I've tipped the Eels, but should the Dragons win, I won't lose any sleep over it either. It's a little bit of the Who Cares Cup as far as I'm concerned. Tackle 1 now, Munster. 6 more. Grant darts out a dummy half. And now it's tackle 1 again. And here's a chance early in the second half for the Storm. Will they do it through the forwards or through the backs? We want them to do it through the forwards. I mean, no, we don't. We want the opposite of what I just said. We want them to do it through the backs. Tackle 3 now. 10 metres out from the line. Grant to Papenhuyzen looking for number 2 and getting number 2. Ryan Papenhuyzen. I had Xavier Coates for 2 or more tries, and it's Papenhuyzen who gets 2 or more tries. The son of a bitch. God damn it. Try number 2, Papenhuyzen Storm. 20-0, kick to come. Easy conversion for Papenhuyzen. And the mullet is having one hell of a game. I'd prefer he doesn't go too well, Papenhuyzen, because, Freddie Fittler loves a fullback. Loves his fullbacks. And I stand by the fact that Papenhuyzen is a little bit too small for Origin. He's proven himself to be a fantastic NRL player where there's more space, more time. But I think in Origin, should he ever break in and score himself a Blues jersey, I think he will get absolutely monstered, and I think it would be a huge mistake. I think it would be a bigger mistake than picking Clint Gutherson. But as I said, Freddie loves his fullbacks. I mean, Freddie Fittler, the last couple of Origins, what? He's had about 17,000 fullbacks in his squad. Insane. The man loves fullbacks. And, I just feel like a player like Papenhuyzen, whilst he's great at club level, NRL level, he won't have the same time and space at Origin level. His speed will be nullified somewhat. And he will just get monstered. He'll be getting Gordon Tallist over the sideline every bloody play. Robert M., where's he play? Hines this year, halfback or fullback if he's picked. I want Nico Hines to be the Jack Whiten role. I want Jack Whiten as far away from the Origin squad as possible because he is just awful. If he's not playing number 6, he's awful. He shouldn't be anywhere near the squad, Jack Whiten. You either pick him as your number 6 or you don't pick him at all. He's not a utility player. And I will take that to the grave. I will hold that opinion until the day I die. Jack Whiten is not a utility. You pick him as your 6 or you don't pick him at all. And you're not going to pick him because Cleary's the number 7. So Jerome Luai is automatically your pick for the number 6. Nico Hines, he's a proven NRL fullback. He is now a proven NRL playmaker. You have him in the utility role. Papenhuyzen can't play. Like, Papenhuyzen is not going to replace Teddy Tedesco. So Papenhuyzen, just ignoring his general size, and for the reasons that I've just stated, ignore his size, he's a fullback. And a fullback is all he is. I mean, you're not going to put Papenhuyzen in the centres. I mean, Clint Gutherson's a fullback. They played in the centres, and he got decimated by the Queenslanders. I mean, Gagai is just going to bulldoze Papenhuyzen every set. If Papenhuyzen finds himself in the centres, he's not a utility, so he can't be the 14. You see what I'm saying? There's methods to my madness here. But the problem is, Freddie Fittler, he's made it clear. He loves fullbacks. He wants as many fullbacks in that squad as he can possibly fit. Like I said, he picked about 17,000 of them the past couple of seasons. So, yeah, I can only imagine he wants a team full of fullbacks again this year. Grant out of dummy half. Space here for the Storm. But fifth and last now. 51-metre gain. They're making all the territory now. Papenhuyzen, he's done it all so far today. Now he's kicking on the fifth and last. And he's kicking perfectly. Josh Adokar brings it back now. Bulldogs kick ours mini-me. They're going wide early. And that's shut down very easily. Naden taken down with Olam with a big hand in the face there and gives away a penalty. That was a ridiculous thing to do, Justin Olam. What a goof. I mean, you're big and you're good, but you're stupid apparently as well. That was a ridiculous penalty. Ridiculous penalty to give away. Horrible touch finder there, though, and the Bulldogs are still in their own territory. Tackle one now, just over halfway. Anyways, how do we get on to State of Origin? Jesus. I mean, I'm excited. I love the Origin every year. Even when I wasn't really supporting the NRL, I still watched the State of Origin every year. I went through a period of time where I wasn't really following the NRL. Sort of, 2010 onwards. Can't remember how we got onto it now. Anyway, fifth and last now. Burton with a grubber through. Snapped up by Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes is away. Nobody in front of him. Papenhuyzen's looking for number 3. Papenhuyzen's on the outside. Papenhuyzen gets a hat trick. It's Papenhuyzen's day today. He's a hog is what he is. He's a bloody hog. He needs to share it around. He should have given that to somebody else, goddammit. We need somebody else for our multi. But try number 3 for Papenhuyzen. Melbourne now. Melbourne are absolutely putting the nails in now. Hughes could have given that to anyone. Munster was on the inside, but Munster was really struggling. Coates gave up. Coates was like, nah, he's giving that to Papenhuyzen. I know it. I'm not even going to bother. Papenhuyzen, try number 3. Conversion sideline as well. Coming up for 28-0. I reckon he kicks it. It's his day today. It's Papenhuyzen's day. And I reckon he kicks this. And I think we're about to go 28 points to 0. And we're getting pretty close, I think, in all honesty. In all honesty, we are getting pretty close to me writing off these multis. I think they're just about done. We're probably about 10 minutes away from these being completely done. If they don't get, if some of these guys don't get tries fast, we're about 10 minutes away from it being done and dusted because it's been all Papenhuyzen. Papenhuyzen refuses to share it around. He's being selfish, and I won't stand for it. He's being completely selfish. He could have given that try to Xavier Coates. And then we would have got another tick. I don't think Remus Smith is scoring a try today. He's not looked likely at all. So we probably weren't going to get it anyway. But, oh well. If Pap scores again, do I get a percentage back? Absolutely not. If Pap scores again, I might just have to go to Melbourne and punch him in the face. Like Stewie Griffin in Family Guy when he went and smacked Will Ferrell. I think it was. Flew all the way to Hollywood to go and punch Will Ferrell in the face for a joke that he didn't like. If Papenhuyzen doesn't start sharing this around soon, I might have to fly to Melbourne, punch him in the face. Offload to Munster, and there, you get the feeling that this is going to become Harlem Globetrotters style stuff now. 26 points up. I think the Storm are just going to go into real fancy mode. See what they can come up with for the rest of this game. Penalty Storm. And the Bulldogs just look... The Bulldogs just look... I mean, they are done. They're not coming back from 26-0. But they just... Yeah, they look very, very forlorn. They're a team that's done and dusted right now. They're just not up for this anymore. This could get very, very messy very fast. Which means our multi is still on. That's what I mean. The multi is still on. I'd give it about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes' time, if we don't have another couple of try scorers ticked off, then I'll be a little bit... I'll be happy to write it off at that point. But no, we've still got about 10 minutes, I reckon. This could become an absolute disaster. More of a disaster for the Bulldogs. Very, very quickly. But a forward pass early in the tackle count by Cameron Munster. Bulldogs get the ball. So maybe we need to focus on our foreleg now. Maybe it'd be great for the Bulldogs to get their act together. Maybe they get a try through Braden Burns. And then Xavier Coates can score a try for the Storm and who cares what happens from that point on? We've already got the $130 win. That would be an ideal scenario. Because I don't think we're going to get that six leg. The six leg was very ambitious at best anyway. So what can they come up with, the Bulldogs? Are they going to help us out here? Where's Matt Burton? There he is. Burton seems to be playing a little bit of a secondary role at the moment to Viliami Kikau's mini-me. And it's now fifth tackle. Bulldogs. Attacking kick option here. Where do they go? Where's Burton? Burton is standing to the left. They've gone right. They've gone away from Burton. And Olam knocks it on. Justin Olam knocks it on. And the Bulldogs will have another set here to attack. Papenhuyzen better not score again. Papenhuyzen! Stop scoring tries. For the love of God. So off the scrum, Burton's got the ball. They're looking wide to Adokar, but they come back inside. Flirting with an obstruction call there on tackle 1. That would have been an absolute disaster for the Bulldogs in an already disastrous state of affairs. Kickout Jr. goes himself. The cheese cuts him down, though. Literally cuts him down. They're sticking with this right-hand edge. Tackle 4, nothing doing. Absolutely nothing doing. Our guy's out here on the right, so it's good that they're coming this way. 5th and last now, midfield. He's actually going over the line, and he's going to be held up, so it's going to come back out to the 10-metre line. 5th and last. So they will have options left, options right. They go left. They go away from the guy we need them to go towards. And Burton is just going to run it up and lose the ball with an absolutely nothing play. Just a complete waste of a 5th tackle option. Loses the ball. Cold 0 tackle Melbourne. Here they come away from their own territory now. Ed Vogel asks, will the Bulldogs score a try? It's really not looking likely. Like, they haven't even fired a shot. They keep getting given chances. Storm have just knocked the ball on here, I think. Storm have knocked the ball on again. Trent Barrett just looks like a guy who's given up. He's just dropped his pen. He's given up. Trent Barrett says, I've had enough. Nothing doing for us today against this Storm outfit. They haven't looked like firing a shot. They really haven't. Here we go now. Bulldogs. We want them to come out to this right-hand side because that's the edge that Braden Burns is on. And it would be nice for Braden Burns to get a consolation try here for the Bulldogs. I love that there's still 21 minutes to go in this game, and I'm already talking consolation tries. That's how badly the Bulldogs are doing here. 26 points to 0, 20 minutes to go, and I'm already talking that any try of theirs will be a consolation. Burton! Here goes Xavier Coates! He's gone. No one's going to touch him. Intercepted. Another tick in the multi-column. Xavier Coates. That was the only way that anyone but Papenhuyzen was getting a try today, and that's if you pluck the ball out of the air and keep it away from the son of a bitch. 30 points to 0. Kick to come. Xavier Coates. Tick. All right. Now we really need Braden Burns to score for the Bulldogs. Because we have Coates, tick. This is the 4-leg multi I'm talking about. Coates, tick. Papenhuyzen, tick. Storm, 13 plus. Double tick. If Braden Burns can get a try now for the Dogs, 130 big ones. He's got 19 minutes. 19 minutes for them to just pull something out, anything. And win me some money. Come on, it's getting exciting. I love that this is what same-game multis do, all right? And this is why I love a good same-game multi, because it keeps it interesting. This game is over. 30 points to 0, kick to come. 30-0, kick to come. The game is over as a contest. There's 20 minutes to go. I've now got 20 minutes to convert into a Bulldogs fan to cheer on Braden Burns to get a try and win me my bet. And that's what the same game multi does. Even though this game is dead and buried, we've still got something to cheer for. Papenhuyzen converts, 32-0. All right, so we've got Storm, 13 plus. Tick. Coates, tick. Papenhuyzen, tick. We really just need Braden Burns to get over now. And in the 6th leg, we've got the Storm are covering the line. Tick. Coates has scored 1 try, so that's half a tick. Papenhuyzen, tick. Moe, ahoy there, mate. Welcome over to welcome from Facebook over to YouTube. I've actually got nothing for the Eels-Dragons game. Nothing at all. I have zero interest in that game. I'm not invested in it in any capacity. I've tipped the Eels. I've tipped the Eels to win quite comfortably, but should the Dragons get up, I also couldn't care less. So, yeah, nothing really doing for me in that game. I will very happily sit that one out. Eels-Dragons. Here's Papenhuyzen again, looking for a fourth try. Here's space again. They're lining up for the try. Kaufusi's got it. Kaufusi! Another try for the forwards. It's 36-0. He's loving it. He can't believe that he's scored a try, even Kaufusi. He's like, what the hell just happened? He loves it. He's like, holy hell. Remus Smith down the short side. He's got people all over the park. But he finds Kaufusi. And Kaufusi is just like, ha 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 ha. Try time for me. A meat pie for Kaufusi. They're loving it. They're just having a Harlem Globetrotters style. This is a Sunday park run for the Storm. And this is how far off the Bulldogs really are. As I said at the top of the game, this is the first real test for the Bulldogs. And to be fair, they have more than failed it. They have absolutely shat the bed. Immortal Wolf, 21. Ahoy there, mate. Kaufusi, very happy about that. Papenhuyzen with the conversion just to the right of the post. It's about to be 38-0. He should kick this one. He does. 38-0. Storm. Bulldogs just failing to fire even a shot. And there is still 16 minutes to go, and Trent Barrett is just... There is a man that is questioning his future. He knows what's coming. He knows the questions that are about to be asked of him. That is a very forlorn look. That is the look of a man ready to just give it up. And look at this guy. This guy is still not happy. When is that guy ever happy? His team's up by 38 points, and he still looks like, well, we could have done this better, we could have done that better, and we should have held on to the ball here. And we should be taking it more seriously than giving offloads to Kaufusi with 20 meters to go to the try line. Craig Bellamy still looks like he's ready to tear somebody's head off. And 38 points to 0. Robert M., if he gets the sack, where do you see him going? I wonder if there's probably not a... Like, he's probably burnt... To be perfectly honest, he's probably burnt bridges back to Penrith. Because you sort of think maybe he could come back to Penrith and you know, get an assistant coaching gig there again. Back into... Here's a chance for Dufty. Breaks away from 2. Breaks away from 3. And he's now held. Yeah, I think by the fact that he's like, I'm not going to poach, I'm not going to poach, I'm not going to poach. And then suddenly, Burton, Naden, Kickow's coming over to the Bulldogs next season. I think he's earned himself a little black tick next to his name with the Panthers. I'm not going to poach, I'm not going to poach. Burton, boom. Naden, boom. Kickow, boom. And look, to be fair, the Panthers would have struggled to hold on to Kickow anyway because of the salary cap and everything. I get it. I understand. But still... I feel like he's not necessarily done himself any favours there for any sort of return to the Panthers. Bulldogs here. It's the wrong open side for our try scorer. It's out to Josh Addo-Carr. Now, here's a chance. Can they fire a shot on the fourth tackle? Out to Braden Burns. I will go absolutely ballistic if it happens. Fifth and last. Offload. And it looks like it's going to be going open side, so we are going away from Braden Burns. They're going to go left here, I dare say, and they do. And beyond Dioto, Kickow's Meaney just puts it over the dead ball line. 7 tackles set now for the Storm. And Bulldogs, I don't even have any words. All I can do to sum up this performance is simply... It's been a nightmare scenario. It's been worse than a disaster. Their first real challenge of the season. And wow, they have been made to look foolish. And they made Trent Barrett drop his pen in agony. Mental agony. So, since that little attacking raid failed, what do we need here from the Storm? We need Coates for another try. And here's Papenhuyzen for number 4. I'm flying to Melbourne and punching him in the face. It's official. It's official. He just scored a 4th try. I now have to buy myself a plane ticket to Melbourne, go to the Storm clubhouse, and punch Ryan Papenhuyzen in the face. It has to happen now. Otherwise, I look like a liar on my own live stream. And I'm pretty sure I just called it a lime stream because I'm obviously thinking of cocktails later on. But anyway. Papenhuyzen with try number 4. I wonder what the odds were on Papenhuyzen to score 3 or more tries. 42 points to 0. There's the 40-plus total match points, and it's all Melbourne. Canterbury have not contributed to that at all. Not a single point to the 40-plus total match points. And the interesting thing about that little play there is on the outside, Papenhuyzen decided to go on his own, but on the outside, Kaufusi was right there. Kaufusi would have been there for a double. Can you imagine that? What would have been the odds on Kaufusi to score a double? I reckon Kaufusi for a double would have paid out even more than Papenhuyzen to score 3+. But he was there. If Papenhuyzen decides to draw and pass, Kaufusi's in untouched on the outside. And all the while, over the other side of the park, it's poor Trent Barrett. Poor Trent Barrett. Oh, Trent Barrett is just like, what have I done? I should have stayed at Penrith. I'm not cut out for this head coaching role, bollocks. I should have stayed an assistant coach at the Penrith Panthers. James, 83, needs Olam to score a try. I think, 10 minutes to go. I think I'm pretty well ready to ride off the 6-leg multi is done and dusted. I am now, the 6-leg, the $300 6-leg, forget about it. I now need Braden Burns. Who cares what happens? Here's more space for the Storm. We need an intercept. Here we go. 5th and last. Swing it left. Braden Burns intercept, try under the post, multi done. Nope. It's a chip in over the top. It's back for Munster. Munster kicks. And what's happened to the camera? Remus Smith's now limping, so that's the end of any opportunity for the sixth leg anyway, because Remus Smith has lost a leg, and I should imagine he doesn't see this game out. They'll take him off as a precaution, as you would do when you're 44 points in the lead. Take you guys off if they're looking even slightly injured. And we just need a consolation try now for the Bulldogs. Consolation try, Braden Burns. They're done. They're done. They're just fifth tackle, 30-meter gain, 40-meter line. Burton with a little chip over the top for himself, regathers it. And a pass to nobody. We are coming. There's Braden Burns. There's our guy. He's just kicked it. And he was also on the receiving end of a forward pass, apparently. So, yeah, they've got nothing to fire here. The Bulldogs. Absolutely nothing to fire at them. Wow. Baden, ahoy there, mates. Okay, second tackle now, Storm. Munster needs to surrender because there was a big obstruction there. Fourth tackle now. Des Hasler Jr. plays the ball to Joe Dirt, to Munster. Fifth and last, midfield. What can they come up with? Cheese out of dummy half. Remus Smith is still on the field. Shrugs off Burton. Back to Desi Hasler. Puts a high ball up. Taken. Brent Naden takes it down. Bulldogs ball. So we've got 7.5 minutes now to get Braden Burns across the line. Ed asks, when is the last time you recall the Dogs in a great season? Well, as I said at some point during the stream, I stopped watching the NRL for quite a while. Since I've come back to watching NRL around 2015, 2016, the Dogs haven't really been doing very well. So it would be before, we're talking before 2015. And I stopped watching around 2010, probably. Maybe. But I don't know, the last time I remember the Dogs being any good, we're talking about Hazem El Masri. We're going back to the Hazem era. Absolutely nothing to offer on attack here for the Bulldogs. Nothing at all doing. And this would be very demoralizing for them, for sure. I don't think they can even muster enough strength and courage to bring a consolation try for me. A nice consolation try. Braden Burns. Win my four-leg multi. Nothing doing. They're absolutely shot. Munster with the kick to the corner. Meaney chasing through. It's covered by Dufty, though. But Dufty is the only man back there. And there were 4 Storm defenders chasing through. And all the enthusiasm, all the fight, completely gone from the Dogs here. Completely gone. Addo Carr still, Addo Carr proving his value, his worth, his international standard, his origin standard, because he still ran that up with a lot of enthusiasm. He's still throwing his arms up to the ref looking for a penalty. He's looking for another hit up there. That's the difference between guys like Adokar and other players. He's still fighting. He's still trying in a clearly losing effort. He's still throwing himself into every play. Papenhuyzen now looking for try number 6,000. Munster flips it off to Papenhuyzen. And I told you, the Harlem Globetrotter stuff is happening here. They are going all Harlem Globetrotter on us now, the Storm. They don't care anymore. It's 44-0. They've got the game in the bag. Third tackle into the Bulldogs territory. Cheese from dummy half gets wrapped up, smothered. Four minutes to go. Munster inside ball to Dez. And Mini Dez gets wrapped up. Fifth and last. Cheese just thumps it into touch. Cheese wants a rest. He's blown up. Look at him. He's rooted. He wants a rest. Bangs it over the sideline. He had no interest in even trying there. Jeez. Oh, wow. Trevor Daly. Cheers for the game calls. Been an entertaining weekend. Yes. Cheers, mate. It has been a lot of fun this weekend. Like, more so than previous weekends. But again, I am going to have to tap out before... I can't quite seem to muster the energy to do every game in the weekend. I always just seem to fall one game short because I've just got no desire to do that Eels-Dragons game coming up. So a couple of weeks in a row now, I've just fallen one game short of having every game done for the weekend. But yes, Trevor, thank you very much for joining me. It's very much appreciated. Bobsy, James, Robert, everyone, appreciate the regular company. I was totally unsure how this was going to go. I've had a lot of people tell me over the years that it's something that I should do. They're like, "Man, you've got a great commentary voice, mate. You should be trying for a job on the NRL and whatnot on Fox Sports or Channel 9." And I said, "Mate, I don't think they want anything to do with me. I'm too hard to control, and I will tell it like it is. Give me about 5 minutes loose with a live mic, and I'm suddenly talking about nutsacks. You don't want that on Channel 9 and Fox Sports." But, enough people told me, "You've got the voice for it, do it." So this year I decided I'd have a crack at it, and here we are. Wasted World of Sports is born. I watch the games every weekend anyway, so why not live stream them? Share it with anyone who likes to come along and share in the experience with me. So anyway, what a really random diatribe to get onto. Cheers. At least if I had a job at Fox Sports or Channel 9, I would have actually been at the ground. So, punching Papenhuyzen in the face would have been a lot easier. I wouldn't have had to pay for my own ticket. I would already be there. I just have to wander down out of the commentary box after the game, find him, left-hand jab, right to the face. And that would probably be the end of my job. I would be fired on the spot, no doubt, as soon as word got around. But it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. I'd be like, "God damn it, Papenhuyzen, you cost me my multi." And then it would do the rounds on social media about random commentator dude punches Papenhuyzen in the face for screwing up his multi. And then that hashtag that I was talking about, one of the games this weekend, I was talking about that hashtag that was doing the rounds from the players a couple of years back. Hashtag, we don't care about your multi. One-on-one strip for Munster. No, it's not one-on-one. It was more like 1.5 on 1, apparently, because penalty Bulldogs. They challenged a penalty for a one-on-one strip with 38 seconds to go in the game. That's cheeky. That's cheeky. If they win this challenge, that is the ultimate cheeky moment for the Melbourne Storm. But there's 2 in the tackle at the moment. He's dropped off. He has dropped off, so I think they may potentially win this challenge. And that is just the height of cheekiness. $30 seconds to go, 40 seconds to go. Captain's challenge. And Munster wins the challenge. And talk about putting the boot in when they're already down and out. Stop. They're already dead. Successful challenge. Storm ball. Storm are looking for 50. 50-0, can you imagine? They've got 30 seconds to do it. Unless there is an intercept length of the field run by Brayden Burns, my multis are shot to pieces, obliterated. And that wipes out all our winnings for the season so far. They're going for a drop goal. Munster's going for a drop goal. No, he's not. He shapes. He goes. Olam swarmed. Tackle 3. And this will be the last play of the game. If Olam even decides to get up and play the ball. Yeah, he's not going to. Olam's not interested. And that is all over. 44 points to 0. The multis are shot. The 6-leg multi was pretty ambitious anyway, but for a $5 outlay for that potential return, it was worth a shot. But a $10 outlay on the 4-leg multi means that we've basically wiped out all our winnings from the Panthers-Dragons game last weekend. Over the course of this weekend, we are now back to square one. Reset, reload. We'll come at it for round 5. And we'll see what we can come up with. 44 points to 0. The Bulldogs didn't even fire a shot tonight. They were worse than awful. It was an absolute nightmare scenario. It was their first real challenge of the year, and they've failed on every level. Eels Dragons coming up next. I will not be live streaming it. I don't have a horse in the race in any capacity. I mean, there is not a single game this weekend that I could possibly care less about than Eels versus Dragons coming up. I've got no bets, no multis. I've got no care in the world about who wins it. I've tipped the Eels in the official tipping contest. Just as a matter of curiosity's sake, I'll share that with you. I have tipped the Eels. I do think that they will win quite comfortably, but I couldn't give a toss. If you like to watch the game, I will keep sharing in the Discord. Absolutely, feel free to stick around on Discord and watch the game. I'll keep it running. I won't watch it myself. I've got no interest in it, but I will keep it running. I'll keep it active. And so enjoy it if you'd like to check it out. And yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to start doing a Tuesday video on YouTube for my personal team of the week. Not a full team, but you know, my players of the week in their relative positions. So it won't be a full team. It won't be a full 13. It'll just be, you know, like I'll only pick one center, one winger, for example, one prop, one second row forward. So yeah, I won't. Papenhuyzen will make it. Yeah, I can't think of. Papenhuyzen definitely makes it begrudgingly into the team. Look, he played well. He played really exceptionally well. The only reason I'm pissed off is because he screwed up my multi. But you can't deny the fact that he definitely earned his way into a team of the week for fullback. I can't think of another fullback that even comes close this weekend to what he achieved tonight. So, yeah, I'll be honest. Even if it's begrudgingly so, I will try and be as honest as possible with my team of the week picks. I will not hesitate to put guys in there that I don't like if they've justified it. And I've got nothing against Papenhuyzen. It's just like I said, he bollocksed up my multi tonight. That's the only reason I'm angry at him. Got nothing against him otherwise. All right. Anyways, enough rambling. Thank you so much for joining me for this weekend of NRL action. Round 4. Almost done and dusted. 1 game to go on the Sunday ticket. I don't have a horse in the race. I couldn't care less about it, so I'm not going to do anything with it. I'll keep the screen running on Discord, so if you're active on Discord, we'll stay there. We'll have a chat. And, yeah, I'll see you if you check out my team of the week on Tuesday night. I'll see you in that video. Otherwise, I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll be back to some same-game multi-tips before the games coming up this week. But otherwise, I'll catch you live. Round 5, Thursday night footy. Let's do it. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your company as always. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.